Hello, welcome to Nintendo Nostalgia, episode 35. I'm your host, Jacob Rush, and I'm not joined by my co-host, Ryan Black, or Tom Qualls. I am joined by a very special guest today, and we have a regular listener, fan of the show, E3 Insider, Andrew Swan. How's it going, brother?
It's going, man.
Welcome to the show. I'm great. I'm really happy that you're here today.
Well, thanks for having me.
Yeah, guys, you may, if you're especially on the in the group chat, Andrew, he's very active. He posts a lot. He talks a lot with everybody and carries on with conversations. But he's a regular listener and he's highly involved. And we have a special episode for you today because Ryan can't be here because it's his anniversary on our recording night, and we just couldn't get things switched around. So it's just Andrew and I tonight. But Andrew went to E3, and we knew he was going to go to E3, and he took photos and posted them. But, we wanted to pick his brain a little bit and talk about his experience. So this episode today, just so everyone knows, it's not actually about a specific game. It's to kind of give you guys, the listeners who maybe don't get a chance to go to E3, to get an inside experience of what it's like as someone who's just like one of us, and he got to fly out there with his wife and experience it and play games and just have a good time. So we're going to get into that a little bit later on for this episode. To start things off, though, I do want to throw this out there for everybody. A little advertisement here. We're teaming up with, you guys have heard, our good friend John Miller. He was on both of our Pokemon episodes, Pokemon Snap and our original Pokemon episode, way back at episode like number 4, I think it was. But he runs his Elite Trainer League in Indianapolis Facebook group. The Elite Trainer League is very heavily involved with Pokemon Go, and they are all about having events around the city of Indianapolis to earn badges, and he has badges made and orders them and gives them out to people. And we're really trying to build his community up and build our own community up here at Nintendo Nostalgia. So we've partnered with him. We would like, if you are interested and if you want us to help spread the word, we would like to have people enter. So to enter for the contest here, we're giving away a $25 iTunes gift card or Google Play gift card. Like our Nintendo Nostalgia Facebook page, and like Elite Trainer Book Facebook page, and then join the Facebook groups for Elite Trainer League and for ours, and that'll give you multiple entries into possibly getting this little gift card we're going to give away. And you can use this gift card to buy, I don't know, Pokemon Go stuff if you're really into Pokemon Go, for all I know. But or you just want to buy music or whatever. But that's something that we are trying to roll out. We are the winner will be announced by June 30th. So we have a couple weeks that we're pushing this and advertising it. So if you guys are interested, please spread the word and be active with it, because this is the second of little contests that we want to do, and we have more down the line that we're planning for you. But this is the next one that we're throwing together for you. So message us if you have any questions about that. But enough of that. I'm ready to start this show off right. So let's get into the news. All right, Andrew. So it's just you and I. So we're only going to bring 2 news topics for everybody today. I guess I'll start us off with the big news. And the news that happened last night, this is a Tuesday night, so we're talking Monday night. Nintendo launched, surprisingly, a firmware update for the Nintendo Switch, a 3.0 update. And guys, I gotta say, it's it's hefty. It's impressive. Andrew, did you download the new feature yet? The update?
I actually have not, but I did look at the sheet with all the changes and everything sounds pretty good. It's some pretty cool features, like being able to add 3DS friends, little things like that.
Yeah, they added a lot to it. I mean, let's see. I can read the list here a little bit real fast. You can register a channel now. So if you want to follow specific news, like I follow the Mario Odyssey one, there's a Mario Odyssey outlet now to where you'll get specific updates all about Mario Odyssey, and they'll be doing that for future games, like Metroid Prime 4, baby, things like that. So that's neat. You can add friends, like you said, with your 3DS and Wii U friend list. You can get them over on your system. I thought that was really cool to kind of show a connection to their past systems. You receive notifications when your friends go online. Like we said, this is just minor details. One thing that I thought was really cool was you can find your controllers that are lost. So, I assume most of us probably take good care of where our stuff is because this stuff is expensive and we pay for it. But I can see this being very, very useful if you have kids and you lose the controller in the couch cushions or under the couch or it's in the other room. You can pair this up and it will find the controllers that are lost. So I like that. I actually think that's my personal favorite one for this. They added some new character, like your profile picture, if you wanted to have that. Yeah, again, that's a. I know there's a little bit more. You can adjust your headphone volume to being silent or loud. They had a funny one, like inverted colors. Did you see that one, Andrew? You could change.
I did not.
Yeah, you could change everything, make it inverted, so everything's like backwards and how it looks, and there's like a gray one too for all your default of the pictures and wording. I don't know why you do those, but they're just options to have, I guess. I won't be using those specifically, but yeah. And again, there's a couple more on there I'm sure I'm not hitting on, but it's kind of a hefty update, it's kind of like when if you have an iPhone, you get that update and then you got some new emojis on there and some new features, and those are just nice and cool, especially when they're unexpected like that. I wonder if Nintendo has any more plans to roll out stuff like that, That'd be pretty neat. Even though you haven't done it yet, what do you think? Do you think it's necessary, I guess? I suppose it can't hurt the system.
I like that they're adding features that are out there on other consoles. Like, it's a good thing. Like the being notified when one of your friends comes in. I really enjoy that on my Xbox and my PlayStation. So it's really nice to have that on the Switch.
Oh yeah, totally. I think it's Nintendo adding things I think they've always planned on. I don't think these were like afterthoughts after launch. I think they have a rollout plan for as we get closer and closer to their online services being built up and ready to go. I think you're going to see more things like this. So I love it. I like it. I'm excited to see what else we get down the road. But so now, Andrew, we're going to our second news of the week is
next piece of news. Maybe ARMS just came out on Friday.
Yeah, a little game called ARMS. Yeah, dude, everyone's raving about this game. Did you get it? What'd you think?
I had it. I was at a mall in Glendale before we were leaving on our trip. And I had it in my hands, and I was like, you know what? I'll probably play this 6 hours max, and I didn't get it. I should have got it, but I put it up.
Oh, no. You know what? I actually have mixed feelings about ARMS because my first test punch weekend, like I used the motion controls only, and I just was doing terrible. I got killed by everybody. I thought the game was trash by then, but I was really playing trash myself, but then the second round, I used the Pro Controller the entire time, and I actually won the majority of my fights, and I felt good about it. I liked the character I used, Twintella, I think her name is. I was really killing it a lot with her. Apparently, a lot of people like her, but and I was like, yeah, I could get this game. And then last Friday, I actually had some spare cash, and that I had just sitting around. I had convinced myself that morning. I was like, you know what? It comes out today. I'm about to go on a big trip to Seattle. Like, I need something to play, something new. Well, let's go buy it. And then I ended up not buying it. I talked myself out of it because the truth is I'd be buying it because it was new and everyone and their grandma was buying it seemed like. And ARMS, it's something that like if you were like, hey, Jacob, you want to play some ARMS tonight? Like, yeah, that'd be fun to just pop in and let's play a couple rounds, let's go at it. But that's it. That's the extent. Like, the game to me doesn't have enough to entice me. Like you can beat the one player mode in one day, and I don't feel like there's enough unlockables. I know there's a lot of arm combinations you can get, but that's the time of the day and age we live in. I mean, what I miss, Andrew, is I miss when you had like characters to unlock and secret levels that you didn't know were in the game. But now we live in this age of DLC and you have to pay for stuff. And like everyone knows everything about a game before it's even released. And I actually hate that. That's the one thing I don't like about Smash Bros. Anymore. I used to think it was really fun to be surprised about who are the secret characters of the game, and you had to do things to unlock them. But now it's just like, oh, here you go. Give me $15 and you can have, Mewtwo again or Roy.
What would really be cool with ARMS, though, is if they release the DLC, the characters for free. That would be something.
I know did you see that? They did announce that first one.
I didn't see if they had a price or not. I actually haven't seen that yet.
I think the first one is free.
Oh, that's really cool.
The first one.
Yeah, the big reason I didn't get it, another reason is I don't see a whole lot of content out of it. I wouldn't be really interested in playing hardcore because number one, I was terrible at the game. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. I just didn't have a whole lot of fun with it.
Yeah, and that again, that's me. I could see me having fun with friends and playing it for the moment, but it would be a game that I don't think like I'm not running home from work and wanting to spend my free time playing through ARMS. It's not what ukulele is going to be like for me. Let's put it that way. Ukulele is going to like take up all of my time, and the new Metroid and Mario games, stuff like that. But ARMS would not do that for me. So,
yeah.
For now, I think I'll pass. But it's definitely a game I wouldn't say that I would never get. I mean, I could see me picking it up. Like, what the heck? I'll throw it on the Christmas list. That'd be fun. Play around with the family around Christmas time, New Year's Eve, whatever. That'd be cool. But yeah, so guys, not much news. I mean, E3 just hit, and we're finding things here to talk about. But other than that, that's it for the news this week. But Andrew, we have a little segment we have called "What Have You Been Playing?" So, what have you been playing lately, my friend?
Well, on the flight home, I got an itch while I was at E3 to play Final Fantasy IV.
Okay.
So I reinstalled it on my Vita, and I played it the whole plane ride home. And then ever since I've been home, the new expansion for Final Fantasy XIV, it actually just came out today, which is Tuesday. I've been grinding and getting ready for that, actually.
Okay. Very nice. Yeah, Andrew likes to play other systems outside Nintendo, in case you guys don't know. He's committed blasphemy. It's surprised he's even a guest on the show, dang it.
I'm a blasphemer.
No, it's okay. If that was the case, Ryan would have never been I would have kicked Ryan off a long time ago. That man plays. I'm actually a rare breed. I only play Nintendo. That's all I have. All Nintendo systems. No PlayStation or Xbox here. I mean, just can't do it, man.
I don't hate you. I just feel bad that you miss out on so many great games.
To be honest, I'm sure there's a lot of games I would enjoy, but what have I been playing? Well, my good friend, Mr. Kyle Martin, who was on last week for our Wario episode, and he was live after our reactions. He bought me a little game. Came at a steep price. He wanted all my old Digimon cards, so I pulled out the old box of my original Digimon cards, and I gave him the stack of like 30 some cards I had, and he bought me Wonder Boy for the Switch. Have you played Wonder Boy at all?
I have. I like it.
Yeah, it's really fun. It's very unique. The art style is really cool. It's an old Sega game. Is that correct?
I'm not sure. I don't remember.
From what Kyle said, I think it was on Sega, and they remade it. The people who made it were doing it for like a school project or something for their college, and they approached Sega about it, and Sega liked it and let them remake it. And there's buttons on it that you can actually go back to the original format of the game, the 8-bit version or whatever, and make the sounds retro like that too, which I thought is a really cool feature to have.
That's actually the best part of the game. I think it's amazing. And it's instant. It's just like action, like when you switch back and forth between old school graphics and the new school, it's instant and it doesn't lag at all. It's really fun game.
It is, and to be, I won't lie. I mean, I play most of it in the new art style. Like, I like to see I think the art is really beautiful. It's a really cool art direction they took it. I'll switch it to every time I come to a new area and see a new boss or enemy. I like to see what they would look like back in the 8-bit days and hear the sounds. But I mainly play with the new stuff. But I have to say there are key songs, especially like the main town that you hang out in to go to all the other worlds. I really like that song in 8-bit. I think it sounds way better than the actual up to date, I guess you could call it, version. There are just some songs that sound a lot more catchier in old 8-bit sounding tracks, I think. But no, that's a great game, and I've almost beaten it. I was a fool and didn't save it for my trip, so I literally almost beat it all in 2 days. But I'm saving for the final boss for the flight. I'm almost there. But so I think that's all I've been playing, besides a little bit of Mario Kart 8 last week with some friends after E3. Oh yeah, I've been playing some Game Boy games on my 3DS too. I've been replaying Super Mario Land 2 and Super Mario Land 3 Wario's Land. I've been playing them simultaneously back to back, and I can't believe how easy these games are now. These are games that I grinded as a kid, and tried really hard to beat. But I play them today, and I'm flying through them. I'm like, geez, these weren't that easy, were they? It's kind of
6 golden coins, man. Oh, so good.
It's a very good game, but I am shocked how easy it is. It's I mean, it's funny because back in the day, I used to think that I'm an awesome gamer, I could beat these games, and I was so good. And sometimes I even think I was a better gamer, 10, 15 years ago than I am today. I'm not there was a time in Melee and Smash Bros. Barely any of my friends could beat me. The only one who could beat me was, Ryan back in the Melee days. And my buddy Brad, we would go toe to toe. Other than that though, all my other friends, they never played me because they never could beat me. And now it's I feel like I just suck half the time because life slows you down, I guess. But you ever feel that way? You feel like getting older, you're becoming a worse gamer?
Oh my gosh, especially in shooters. I'm so bad now. I used to be so good.
It's depressing. I really hope Metroid Prime 4 is I hope I'm good at it. Hope I'm not bad.
Oh my God. I can't wait.
Well, heck, it's even Mario Kart 8. That's my issue. That's one of my big issues that I go and I play other people and I'm trash, man. I'm in the middle of the pack or last, and it's do I really suck that bad? I mean, granted, I don't play it every day and stuff, but I don't know. I used to just feel like I could pick up a controller and go. I don't know. So, well, guys, I think that's fine. That's all we've been playing, too. So why don't we go ahead and get into the topic of the week? And here is Andrew's inside story of E3. Andrew, man, so you went to E3. How was it?
It was okay. I know. Yeah, it was just a little overwhelming. Overwhelming is the word that I would use above anything to describe it.
Yeah. Well, this was your first. Let's step back a little bit. How did you even get to go to E3 in the first place?
Around tax time, I came home one day, and it was the day the tickets went on sale, and she had them in a folder, and she's like, so I kind of did something today. And I opened it, and I saw the tickets, and she was like, this is going to be your birthday and Christmas present.
Dang.
So I was like, oh, yeah. I was so excited.
Wow. So were you like really like, oh yeah, jumping for joy? Were you like, oh thanks, I wanted to ask for something else? Or
No, I was so excited. I was also worried. I was like, we have to start saving money.
we have to actually have a budget now. Oh gosh.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
That
so
is not a cheap trip, just an FYI.
oh no, it's not. I mean, there's a reason not everyone and their grandma goes to it is because it's first off from where we are, we're in Indiana, so you got to fly across the whole country to get there. And second off, that freaking state, California, is not a cheap place to live, let alone visit. So, I can't imagine the money you had to put out for that trip, man. But the fact is, you did it. You got to go. You got some awesome stuff, some awesome gear, and take us through what the trip is like. What was it? Going into the building and getting through traffic and all the people there, and did you play any games, things like that?
Oh, no problem. Oh yeah, the very first day I got there on Sunday. Sunday was, I believe, EA Play was going on. I actually signed up for it, but we didn't end up going to it. What we did was we went to the convention center to pick up our badges. Mm-hmm. And the second I walked into that convention center, I was just in heaven. Like seeing the banners hanging. They actually had a lot of the banners covered because some of them were spoilers for games that weren't announced.
Oh, wow.
So like a couple of them were some Microsoft games. And then Metroid Prime 4's banner was covered as well. So that was.
Could you imagine if someone like accidentally like knocked the banner off in the middle of the event before it was announced? What would happen?
Gosh, I don't even want to know.
Oh wow, well that's cool.
Basically,
that's cool.
It was just awesome getting the badge and seeing everything, seeing what we're gonna expect it for the next day.
Yeah. What day did you guys get out there?
Sunday.
Okay. So things had kicked off the night before with EA, but you got out there right in time for Xbox.
Yep. Before we went to pick up our badges, I actually watched the Microsoft conference in my hotel room.
Okay.
And then right when it finished, I was like, let's go get our badges. I'm pumped.
Oh, I know. I saw you online with our friends over at the Life of Gaming podcast. They started a side podcast as well called the Xbox Dive. So if you like Xbox, go join their group. I'm in there, ironically. Somehow I got an invite and I follow on Twitter, and that was this. I've been trolling people like crazy since I got invited. So, no, I try not to be too much of a troll, but I do like to poke the bear in there a little bit. It's funny, though, because, like, every time there's a poll of what was the best E3 presentation, I'm always voting all the Nintendo stuff in an Xbox fan group.
Makes me laugh so hard when I see Jacob Rush on the Nintendo stuff on Xbox.
I'm sure it makes a lot of people scratch their heads. That's for sure. But
it's all good.
So cool. So you got to watch Xbox back at the apartment, and then you guys went there. So what was your first full day like actually in E3?
Okay. We got there, and no joke, the line from the convention center to the end of the line into the front door, it was probably, no exaggeration, a half a mile long. I am not even exaggerating.
Oh my gosh.
There's two entrances. There's the South Hall and the West Hall. Okay. The South Hall is the main entrance to E3. You go in there, and it's a big open room. It's the big iconic with the two escalators. As you go up the escalators, it actually goes into the showroom floor. And then right as you walk in, that's where Microsoft is, and Activision is to the left.
Okay.
In that room is also Square Enix, Capcom, and a bunch of indie developers and a whole bunch of other random things. The West Hall, which is where we went in, we actually got in the West Hall somehow. I don't know how we did it, but we accidentally cut people, and we got right in. We took like a sneaky way to get into the South Hall, so we got to the very front of the line. Dang. And I'm not afraid of big crowds. It doesn't bother me, but I have never seen so many people in my entire life.
Really?
Like, it was literally squished in with your hands at like pushed to your sides like a sardine, just walking through the convention center. It was madness.
That's that. I mean, I've been to games. I've been to, like, the Colts games and stuff, and there's tons of people there. And I've been downtown sometimes for, like, big events, and there's a lot of people. But I've never been in a situation to where I am like you said, a sardine next to somebody, like SpongeBob SquarePants, something like all the fish come up and there's like they're all right beside each other. I don't like big crowds actually like that. I don't like to be in the crowd, especially with just a bunch of people I don't know. So
yeah,
wow, that's interesting. I mean, if I ever get to go to E3, I know that's one of Ryan and I's dreams. We've always wanted to go to E3. I'm going to have to try to get some special passes.
Can I give you a tip? I give you a tip?
Lay it on me.
If you want to make sure you can play a Nintendo game, you have to be at that convention center at least 4 hours before it even opens. I
will put that as a note.
I'm not even kidding. We got there 2 hours early one day, and the line for Super Mario Odyssey was a 5-hour line.
And I bet you were like, are you kidding me? Did you just like –
No, I was like, I'm not playing that game today.
Well, let's start talking about the games. What games – did you get to demo any? Because the line's gone crazy.
You aren't going to like this. My first game I actually got to play was Crackdown 3 because we got pushed up to the front of the line somehow.
Yeah.
And we were like the third in line going into the door.
Uh-huh.
So right as it opened, I saw Xbox. I was like, oh, I got to try something. So I went straight to Crackdown because it was the only Microsoft game that really interested me.
What about Sea of Thieves, man?
Oh, it looks great too. But I've played the alpha on that. I hadn't played Crackdown 3.
Okay.
So I went right for it, and they let you play for 10 minutes. And it was running on a PC, actually, just with an Xbox controller.
Okay.
But it was identical to what it was going to look like on the Xbox One X. And, man, it was just a really fun game. I don't know if you've ever played a Crackdown game. It's basically a superhero cop game where the more you play and the more you do things, your guy gets stronger in different ways, and he transforms.
Oh, wow.
That's actually one of my favorite Microsoft games. I love it.
Okay.
But that was great. And then, for some reason, I was like, you know what? I'm going to go to Nintendo side just because I wanted to see it.
Mm-hmm.
So my wife and we wiggled on over to the west side. And
2 hours later,
you would not believe that room. Like it would blow your mind seeing how many people were there.
That's because Nintendo, it goes back to, I think, what they're even doing with Universal Studios, with their theme parks. Like, Nintendo has a universe, and that's kind of the route they've gone in the past recent years with live events, no press conference stuff, but live digital events. And then they want people to come to them and be immersed in a Nintendo world. Like, it was Mario Odyssey this year, right?
The theme was Mario Odyssey all the way. Actually, their big room was a ginormous square with like different entry points you could get in.
Okay.
Besides, it was. You've seen the new Donk City, what it looks like, correct? All the different buildings and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, the side walls were decorated with those different buildings. Like each wall was a different building from the game. And there were different Mario transformations like throughout. There was a tank with a Mario hat. I think I posted it on the nostalgia group.
I think you did. I think
Mario Odyssey was the big showcase. That and ARMS were the two big games they showed off, and that you could demo. I almost cried. You couldn't play the new Metroid game, the 3DS one. I wanted to play that, try it out so bad, but they actually didn't even have a demo for it.
Which is, I find it interesting because that game's coming in a couple months. Maybe.
I know. I thought for sure they'd have a demo. All they had was the amiibo for it,
which are still freaking sweet. That's awesome. I couldn't even imagine what it'd be like. Could you imagine going in last year to the Breath of the Wild? Like, I feel like you're in Hyrule.
Oh my gosh. Last year's I would have cried if I could have got to go to that.
It probably was just as bad. Well, I think I heard it was worse this year because a lot more people got in this year than last year, but still, it's always crazy here or there. But no, that's awesome.
They said last year was around 50,000. This year there were 68,000.
Oh, goodness gracious. 68,000 people.
Yep.
I don't know, man. I'm going to need some dude to get me from secret pass to secret pass with it. I got like a press badge or something like, hey, we're here with Nintendo Nostalgia. So I need to be able to get through the quick line. You know what I'm saying?
That's actually all you have to do to be able to be invited to E3. You just got to say you're with something.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, that's all you got to do to get a press pass. I mean, anybody that works at GameStop can get a press pass.
Wow, that's awesome. I'm gonna have to look into that. Well, you are Nintendo Nostalgia rep this year. I just didn't have any sweet logos or gear to give you. That'd been awesome. I could have given you like a shirt or a badge, or whatever. I'm with Nintendo Nostalgia.
I actually have some swag for you guys.
Oh wow! Thank you.
Yeah, I got to tell you about these. They have these bags every day. I forget what the brand was that they were for.
Okay.
But each day they had a different bag you could collect, and it said collect them all. The first day it was Mega Man.
Okay.
And then the second day it was Mario and Luigi, which is the one I got for you guys.
Yeah.
The third day it was Batman and the Joker, and they're all done in 8. It's all 8-bit. So it's so awesome.
Oh wow, that's really cool, dude. Thank you. We really appreciate that. Wow.
Oh, no problem. I got like 3 of them.
Very cool. Very cool. Awesome. That's cool that they gave away stuff like that. I know there's like, I'd heard of like little competitions like you could do to get lots of rare gems that they have there. Did you get to keep your lanyard and everything?
Oh yeah, I got all that.
That Mario Odyssey
The only
one?
thing I don't know where it is. If you played Mario Odyssey, you got this hat. You know Mario's hat with the eyeballs on it?
Uh-huh.
You actually got that hat.
What?
I don't know where ours is.
Oh no. You didn't get lost in your luggage, did it?
I have no idea. Most of the stuff to get for free, you had to play their game, and then they would give you stuff. They wouldn't just give it to you.
Oh man. Well, I hope you find that. That's a rare gem, dude. I'm a big collector of things. I would love to collect stuff like that. That's insane. And that lanyard, hold on to that or sell that. I mean, I think I saw someone like, didn't you say that they were a lot of money outside of if you didn't get one?
The only way, this is what they told us. I don't know how true this is. If you lose your lanyard in your E3 pass, it was $1,000 to get a replacement.
Oh my gosh, that's a bunch of bull crap.
Well, they said they only ordered enough for everybody coming, so who knows?
$1,000 for a little piece of cloth to go around your neck and a little piece of plastic at the bottom. That won't have any use.
But it says Mario Odyssey on it.
Ooh. I mean, don't get me wrong. That's an awesome thing, and I would love to have one to collect, but not for $1,000.
Mario was definitely the game of the show, though.
Yeah, so
above all other games.
So you got to play Mario.
Oh yeah.
So okay,
10 minutes.
Take this in. There are only a small handful of people in this entire world now that have played Mario Odyssey, and you, my friend, are one of them. You got to play it before me, before Ryan, before Tom, before any of us at Nintendo Nostalgia, anyone on these online local indie podcasters here. What is it like? What is Mario Odyssey like? I love Mario 64. Is it like Mario 64?
Yes. Now,
yes,
it's going to be different than the main game, but you basically start off. There was 2 different demos you could do. You could do the New Donk City or the desert one. I actually didn't do the desert at all. Just explore New Donk City and see what it was like.
Yeah.
Now, I'll tell you the negative things first.
Okay.
There's not very many negatives.
That's good.
But one thing I did notice, and I heard some other people talking about it, the outside scenery, like when you're looking around.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of it needs some work. It's a little rough. Looking at some of the faraway distances, they're basically just backdrops.
Sure.
But a few of them, they look a little rough. But that's minor to me. That doesn't even affect me. But the city, it's awesome. Like little things like there'll be poles on the side of roofs. Mm-hmm. You can toss your hat up, pole, and then it flicks. You know those little door stops that you could flick as a kid? Like it flicks like that, and then whatever way you flick it, Mario will shoot off the side of it.
Oh, wow.
And it's just awesome little traversal things like that. I tell you this, I'm going to spend so many hours getting all the collectibles in that game.
Yeah. I watched a little bit about it today, and I mean, not to everyone knows I love, Rare and Wet on ukulele, but I really got a lot of ukulele vibes from the game, which is funny because they were both in development at the same time. And I'm sure Nintendo wasn't spying on Playtonic to steal ideas from them. I mean, they do things pretty much on their own, but like the similarities I saw was like the worlds are really big. I think they mentioned
they're huge.
They get bigger as you explore the game.
Yep.
As the more you do in the world.
What I heard.
And that's the same thing as ukulele, but like ukulele has a lot of pages, whereas Banjo-Kazooie back in the day, it was 8 jiggies and you collected them all and you kept going. Like you got it, they did a little dance and you kept going. Mario 64, you got a star and then he does a dance and it kicks you out of the level and you have to come back in and your main focus another mission, entirely separate. Whereas this, it's not mission based per se. Like it's like Banjo-Kazooie, where you can collect things, and Mario does a little celebration, and then he continues on. Yep. Whereas, my comparison to ukulele is the level expansion in the worlds, but also the fact that there's like 20 pages in a world for ukulele, from what I've heard. I haven't played it, I guess, but that's what there's a lot of moon pieces in each world, and they're just randomly about, just like how Banjo-Kazooie was. Like you would find a random jiggy on top of through a hole on top of a building, and Mario can flick his hat at a treasure chest, and then a moon piece pops out. There is one of them, Yeah, I love that.
There'll be certain places, like I say, I go down a tube. Mm-hmm. I come out of the tube on the other end. I'm on top of a skyscraper, and then there'll be a platforming puzzle for me to solve.
Okay.
And then at the end of it, you obviously get the moon. What's it called? The moon. I forget what they called them.
To be honest, I don't know. Moon sprites.
I just know they're little green moons you can get.
Yeah.
But it was just it felt really smooth. To say what it felt like, it's Mario 64 mixed with Sunshine, mixed with 3D Land or 3D World, the newest Wii U one.
Okay.
A lot of the sections feel like it was from the Wii U one. Like, how sometimes it'll go semi top down, but like to the side a little bit. Mm-hmm. You have a lot of sections like that.
Okay. Wow. So you get a lot of vibes.
I did not encounter any glitches at all. I intentionally tried to flick myself into walls a few times just to see if it would glitch. Not at all. And I have a feeling with some of the platforming I did on this, like the later parts of the game, they are going to be difficult because some of the platforming was difficult in this. And this is just a demo.
It looked from the footage I've seen, a lot of stuff looked like, oh my gosh, that could really test my patience right there if I don't nail that. And the fact that like we've only seen a small fraction of the game, just like how Zelda was last year. Bill Trinan said on IGN or whatever, I don't know if it was IGN specifically, but he said that there are a lot of worlds in the game. So I mean, we think we know a lot. We've only seen like 3 or 4 worlds, if that, maybe 5.
Dude, I just want to see the dinosaur world.
Oh yeah, dude. Okay? So you watched the live event, correct?
Oh yeah, I was so hyped when I saw that dinosaur.
Where were you when you watched the event? Were you at your hotel? Were you at the event?
I was in my hotel room. Right before I left for E3. I watched it and then we left.
Okay, so you kind of like watch it, get updated, and then like let's go. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Now, when that dinosaur first walked up, were you like me and saying it's Jurassic World, a Jurassic World game, or it's Monster Hunter? I heard lots of things over
That's
here.
what I thought.
Monster Hunter?
Yeah, I thought it was Monster Hunter. I really did. I was like, you know what? They're probably going to have a Monster Hunter Switch version.
Wow. And then you saw that little tiny hat on top.
I was like, what?
Well, it was so crazy because that dinosaur was so, I mean, it had a realistic vibe to it. It was not,
Oh,
it
yeah.
wasn't a cartoon dinosaur.
It's going to be fun. I can't wait.
This game has got a lot of unique stuff to it, and I can't wait to talk about it. Just like we talked about Breath of the Wild, this is going to be a game that we cover here at Nintendo Nostalgia. No, that's phenomenal, dude. Well, I want to talk about now, what did you think about Nintendo's E3 presentation? I mean, we had an episode last week where we recorded all of our responses right afterwards. You probably heard it already. There was like 6 or 7 of us at a table talking about it, but what did you like from the event? What didn't you like? And if you have a final score, give them.
I loved it.
Give them a letter grade or whatever.
I actually think now that I'm back, they had the best conference. I mean, they're the only conference that had that hype moment where I was like, oh my gosh, when I saw the Metroid Prime 4 banner and heard the music. Dude, my wife is making fun of me in the hotel room because I was jumping up and down on our bed.
Wow.
Because I was like, oh, they did it. Because I went into their presentation with very, very low expectations. Yeah. You remember, I had no expectations of anything. Yeah. They wowed me with the Metroid Prime 4, announced the Pokemon on Switch, and then Rocket League, like 3 things that I had no idea was coming. They killed me, man.
Blew you out of the water.
I couldn't handle it.
And what did you like the Kirby and Yoshi stuff they showed off?
Oh, dude, that Yoshi game looks amazing.
Yeah. I that's one I can't wait to pick up.
Oh, my wife's excited. That's her favorite game. She loves Yoshi Woolly World.
Yeah, my wife too. I'm really excited because, well, our little girl, our daughter, she'll be 1 in September. So I'm hoping it's 2018. I mean, she'll probably be old enough to start picking up a little controller and kind of getting a feel. I know I was that young when I started, but Becca and I, for sure, we played through Woolly World together. My wife doesn't game a lot, and Woolly World was a game that it was tough, but yet it was still accessible to where people who aren't really gamers can play it. And
Agreed.
That's what I'm excited about with this. So, and even with Kirby, my daughter, we've kind of thrown her in Kirby World from the day she was born, bought her Kirby gear and stuff, and she's going to have a Kirby birthday party this year in September. And I'm excited about that Kirby game. So
this will probably be the first Kirby game I buy since my old Game Boy. That Kirby game looked really good. It really did.
It did, and it just to take it on the go. It's like a sequel. I don't know if it's a direct sequel, but it's like the Crystal Shards game for the 64, which a lot of people have been wanting another game like that. So that's
Kirby's
cool.
Dream Land has a special place in my heart. That's my favorite Kirby.
Kirby's Dream Land 2 I really liked as well. We could hop on the animals and things like that.
Oh gosh,
I played the crap out of those games.
Same.
Awesome. Yeah. Let's see here. So
there is one game you didn't ask about, Mario Rabbids.
Oh, duh. That's like one of the best games of the show.
I actually think behind Super Mario Odyssey, that was my second favorite I got to play.
Okay. Oh yeah, you got to play it. Oh my gosh. What's it like?
It's like XCOM meets Fire Emblem meets Final Fantasy Tactics, to put it easiest.
Okay.
With a Nintendo touch, obviously.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be as difficult. The battles were very easy. They didn't take a whole lot of strategy, but it is a demo.
Sure.
I actually, when I heard about the game, I thought it sounded like trash. But once I actually saw it and played it, it was pretty fun. I liked it. The music, you're going to be in love with the music. Obviously, you already pre-ordered it.
Yes. Yeah, because the music is done by the one and only Grant Kirkhope. And if you guys don't know who that is, Grant Kirkhope is the one who did the amazing Banjo-Kazooie series. He did the music for Yooka-Laylee. I own all those soundtracks. He also did GoldenEye 007, which is a little different of a flavor of music, but no, he's
still amazing.
Yeah, it is. He is out of my top 3 composers. He's one of them. It's a close tie between him and David Wise. I will have to say that, but no, he did the music for it. And I sent you today, actually, we were texting, and I sent you this little gameplay and like the music. I love the freaking music. It sounded just like Banjo-Kazooie. And
oh yeah,
that's what I love about this game more than anything is that is it Banjo-Kazooie? Heck no, it's not Banjo-Kazooie. It's a different style of gameplay and everything. But I've liked the Rabbids idea ever since it first got rumored and leaked. I've never been against it. I really was anxious to see more details on it and to confirm that it was real. I think the Rabbids and combine them with Grant Kirkhope, that style of music, and Mario, I think to me personally, I feel like this is this feels like a Rareware game to me from back in the day.
It does. And when you play it, you're going to feel the same way.
Correct. And that's what I'm so excited about. Like, this is something that Rare would have made for Nintendo if they're still with us today. And that excites me beyond all things. And once I saw that the bundle came with the CD, I had to pre-order it. So like I ran out and I got a pre-order down at one GameStop, and then I went to another GameStop to pre-order it for a friend who couldn't find it in his town. And I mean, this game is awesome. I'm getting it for my anniversary. So my anniversary is in August. It's actually middle of August, so it comes out later. But it's my anniversary gift. So it's actually a game I'm going to get and play right away. Whereas I have Metroid pre-ordered, but I told my wife this is for my birthday. And guys, if you know me, my birthday is not until October 22nd. So I'm not. I'll have the game and the amiibos in my house hidden. And I will not unwrap them until my birthday. That's just how I am. Like, it's like, because I know if my birthday comes and I'm not unwrapping a gift, I'll be kind of sad. So I got to have them on my birthday. But Rabbids, I get that thing. Awesome. I'm taking it home and I'm playing it right away.
It's great. It's great.
Wow. I'm so jealous right now. You got to play Mario Odyssey and Mario Rabbids. Wow.
I only got to play a few games. I didn't play very many. There are way too many lines.
Okay. Well, so now after did you eat? Okay, so you watched the live event, but then you left, so you didn't see the actual honestly probably the biggest surprise of E3 from Nintendo, did you?
Oh yeah. The Nintendo Treehouse, I didn't even see it. Like, I just heard about it from people on the showroom floor, and I was like, oh my gosh.
You're like, what? No, you're lying.
I can't believe, why did they not post that on the video? That would have had people going even crazier.
Well, I mean, to be fair, everyone still went pretty crazy no matter what they did. But yeah. I think it's because they really wanted to focus on the Switch. They didn't want the 3DS. They didn't want people to be expecting 3DS stuff or 2DS. And I mean, I love how they did it because it gave us that surprise. That was their, and here's one more thing. It gave people, wouldn't you rather be surprised like that? Just, I mean, maybe some people don't like surprises. I'm the one who likes surprises, and it blew me out of the water. I mean, I'm really stoked about it. And actually, as a matter of fact, Ryan and Tom Qualls, this is a message for you guys. A couple episodes back, Ryan and Tom made a bet with me. We talked about Metroid getting 2 games announced this year at E3, and I said one possibly. I think I just said one coming this year. And
you said that, I remember.
Yep. And I said, and they said no way, not happening. And I said they owe me 2 large Pizza Hut pizzas, one from each of them, if they're wrong. So I have a Pizza Hut dinner coming my way. So I will. You're gonna hear a little flashback here, guys, and I'm gonna play that part for you right now.
And I was so freaking stoked.
Yeah.
And guess what? The carpet was pulled out from under me today and found out that our very own Nintendo has denied Axiom Verge going to the eShop.
Oh no. Yeah, I saw that today. I was just like you, Ryan. I was actually really excited to see this news because I I'm just like you. I skipped it on Wii U because the Switch was coming, and it was a big hit, and I'm a big physical copy guy. So, like, the announcement of a physical copy coming made me really excited. So I was going to hold out and get that. I was looking forward to it. And then I saw today what you said, that Nintendo actually they're the reasons it's not out yet. That they even said it could have been a day one launch game if Nintendo would have let them. For the Switch, which would have been really cool, to be honest. But now I'm kind of looking at a silver lining here. I honestly think that this happened was because I think that we're getting a Metroid game, and this game is the exact same style of Metroid. I mean, that's the whole reason it was made. I really think they're holding back, at least for now, because they want to promote their own Metroid game, and they don't want competition on their on their console for it. Which, I mean, the more money, the better. I still think people would buy both, but that's kind of what I'm seeing here. That's how I feel about this. So I'm not necessarily, because it's not official that it would never come to the Switch. I think eventually will get there.
Yeah, I think you're setting us up for a bigger letdown when you say that.
I really feel like Metroid's coming. I mean, this isn't our E3 episode, but I really think it's coming, guys.
That would be great, and that would make sense if Metroid was coming out, like they announced it at E3, it was coming out like the next month or something. But I don't think Metroid's that close. I really don't. And so, to deny this doesn't quite make sense. And it's something on the business side that we may not understand, because,
Sure.
I was so excited for this. I was finally going to get to play this game.
I don't know. So maybe it's not ruled out. I think it'll come eventually. And I really think, I'm telling you, I really think we're going to get a 2D Metroid and a 3D Metroid. I think it's in the works. I don't know when it's coming. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if there's a 2D Metroid that comes out this year, and then, or maybe what if they said at E3 we have new 2D Metroid out, and it's coming out today?
No, I don't think so.
Nah, that's a pipe dream there.
Okay, if I am right, you guys both owe me a pizza. Okay.
All right. Deal.
One of those nasty veggie pizzas you like.
I want a meat lovers pretzel stuffed crust from Pizza Hut Pizza, if I'm right. I know it's wishful thinking, but hey, one man can dream. So as you can see, that was a playback from our episode 27 on our thoughts on The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, our final thoughts. Ryan, Tom, the bet sounded like it was about just E3 that day. But I said right before that it was coming out this year, which is really what I meant. So I'll let you listeners decide. I'll take my pizza with stuffed crust with pretzel, salt, and sausage and pepperoni, please. And thank you. All right, Andrew. Sorry about that. Now, let's get back to our main topic. Now,
that's awesome.
Some people didn't like the Nintendo presentation. Was there things you didn't like about it?
No, honestly. And I'm pretty harsh on game developers and stuff. And I didn't find anything. They didn't really disappoint me at all. They didn't have any games that I'm not going to play.
Right, and guys, I mean, you got to understand. You can put the fanboy tag on me, okay? I am a Nintendo fanboy, and now I try to. I look at. I may look like an apologist. I'm not. I mean, you got to believe me. When Nintendo does things wrong, I do acknowledge that. But I'm also somebody who's always optimistic and positive. Like that's just my character. I'm always somebody. I'm looking at the glass half full instead of half empty. People are getting mad that there's no virtual console. What the heck? I'm looking at well, I have so many games to play that are new this year. I don't even have time for virtual console, So I see the good in things, and you can call me naive or whatever you want, but I think Nintendo hit a grand slam, home run, Hail Mary touchdown this year. It was what they did. They did exactly what I said they needed to do. They came out, they talked all Switch. They talked about games that they gave us more information, like Mario Odyssey, Xenoblade 2. They gave us information on games and Fire Emblem Warriors that we wanted to hear more about, and we expected that stuff. But then they did the best part. They gave us hope beyond 2017. And I've been saying, like, for me to be okay. If they didn't do this, I would have been upset with this. They needed to show me something that I can look forward to past Mario Odyssey. Because
agreed.
When we were expecting Zelda, and then when we had the Switch of it, they gave us Mario Odyssey to look forward to. And that's what's kept the excitement, I think, all year long. In the back of our minds, we know Mario Odyssey is coming. Mario Odyssey is coming. But if we didn't have anything beyond that, I wouldn't worry, but I would be annoyed because I'm like, what the heck are you going to do afterwards? And then we would have a lot of speculation. But Kirby and Yoshi, 2018, and they showed game footage of that. I mean, a lot of game footage. So that tells you the games are far along in development. So I think that's going to come probably the first half of 2018. That trickle effect.
I think March is going to be Yoshi, and Kirby maybe February, April. One of those two.
I could see that, and people were mad.
That's my thoughts.
Well, people wanted Smash, and honestly, I mean, Nintendo does what Nintendo wants to do. Like, they'll announce Metroid Prime 4 when it's just getting started, or they'll announce Mario Odyssey when it's already basically done. Like they said at the Switch event, they said it's basically finished. They're just polishing it up all year long, and it's for all we know, we'll get Smash Deluxe everyone wants, and that'll come out the first part next year too. And we don't hear about it until January for all we know. Who knows? But I know I already gave my thoughts on the event. I don't want to re-break all that down, but I want to just highlight, real quick about the Pokemon and Metroid Prime 4 announcements. Andrew and I are in the same boat here. Like, it really excited us. It made us hopeful. It made us happy and impressed. And there's a lot of people who say, so what? There were announcements and there was nothing. Metroid Prime 4 was barely a logo. I mean, it was like here's the point of seeing those games. The point of seeing those games would have been amazing if they had gameplay footage. Of course it would have been. A trailer, of course it would have been. Would have just made our hype levels even more. The fact that we got these games confirmed, it stops all speculation. It stops all questions of when is Nintendo even working on Metroid? Do they hate Metroid? When is this game going to come? I mean, what they did was they said, guys, we're working on it. It's coming now. So you don't have to worry and you don't have to keep questioning us on it, because I'm 100% confident and happy knowing that it's on the way instead of hoping it's on the way. There's a big difference there. You know what I'm saying?
The biggest takeaway that it shows me is that they're listening to their fans. We have been screaming. We have been screaming for a console Pokemon, actual Pokemon game, not Pokemon Stadium, not Pokemon Snap, not Pokken. And we're getting it. That is huge for me.
It's absolutely.
They win me big time with that.
Me too. And the same goes for Prime. People, they heard it and they want us to have more Metroid. And guys, I'm not announcing this officially today, but we're planning on, just kind of promoting stuff for the Metroid game. Metroid Samus Returns coming up. We need these games to sell well. I mean, Metroid is a beloved franchise to many, and it's weird how you look at the sales and they have never sold amazing compared to games like Donkey Kong or Mario or Pokemon and stuff like that. And I don't understand it, but we really have got to push this game harder than any Metroid game's ever been pushed. But we'll talk about that some other episodes. But no, I'm just hopeful and I'm happy about that. Overall, give it a grade. What do you think? What do you think about Nintendo's E3?
If they would have had Virtual Console, they would have got an A+. But I'm giving them an A.
An A. Okay.
Yeah.
An A is pretty darn good. That's passing from where I'm from. So. I'll take it, man.
Oh, heck yeah. That's almost perfect.
It really is. It is. And guys, we're getting Rocket League, like you said. I mean, there's just a lot of up and up stuff here. So I'm stoked about it. But, well, Andrew, I know we've talked a lot, and before we close the show out here, I promised Ryan. He gave me a little list, so I'm just going to read his list. We may, I forget everything he said. I'm just going to read straight from the list of what he said. You have to ask the legendary Andrew. So,
Go ahead, man.
Ryan's first question: did you get a chance to hop into the ball pit?
No, my wife was with me.
No.
I don't know if you saw the girls that were in there.
Yeah, you said
they were in bikinis, and I'm actually surprised Nintendo allowed it on their showroom floor.
That's
like it was promoted by Nintendo. These girls, well, basically, you just play Mario Kart in a ball pit with girls that are half dressed.
Wow, that is funny.
Awesome.
Okay, well, you didn't go because your wife was there to restrain you. Okay, I get that.
Yeah.
Next question. How did you end up in that picture taken of the champion belt holding player?
Actually, my favorite moment of E3.
Oh, you got to tell us about it. What happened?
Oh, yeah. My buddy told me that the Kind of Funny crew was going to be on GameSpot stage.
Uh-huh.
And that was the day we were visiting Nintendo. And GameSpot stage is right behind it. So I went there, and I got there about 20 minutes before they went on. And I got to meet Tim Schafer. I don't know if you know who he is. He has made a ton of my favorite games. Brutal Legends, one of my favorite games.
Wow.
I got to meet him. He developed it and created it. I got to meet, oh my gosh, Shuhei Yoshida, who is the head of Sony. I got to say hi to him. He couldn't really say anything because he was passing by. And then I got to meet the entire cast of Kind of Funny games.
Wow.
And I talked with Andy Cortez for about 20 minutes.
Oh, wow.
Just talking to him. Oh, yeah, it was awesome. And then I got a picture with Greg Miller, Tim Geddes, Kevin Coella, and Nick Scarpino.
Wow, dude. You are
oh, yeah, it was fun.
That's amazing. That's like when you if you went to a festival, a music festival, and you got to just hang out with some of the bands and see them at their merch table, That's really neat.
I fangirled hard.
It sounds like it.
I did.
Well, let's see. Ryan asked, what Nintendo games did you get to demo? We already talked about that, Ryan. Jeez. Did you pass by any Nintendo heavyweight icons?
There was some people playing Splatoon and ARMS, but on the main stage. But the room was so crowded that I didn't really get to.
Bummer.
I got to see Reggie from a distance. I saw Reggie getting out of an Escalade, but when I ran over to try and get a picture of him, he was already gone. But I did get a picture of the Escalade if you saw it.
Yeah, I did.
It had a Nintendo logo.
I felt this way when I first was getting into the band scene and would get to see bands on stage. Even though I didn't get to meet them, it still felt surreal. These people that I've looked up to my whole life and admire are in the same building I am in. I have never been physically closer to these people. So even though you didn't get to see Reggie or Shigeru Miyamoto or Kimishima, they all were at E3. They literally were just. You were in the same building as these people. At the same time.
Oh, yeah.
That alone blows my mind. Even though you didn't get to meet him, that's still awesome.
I also got to meet Cliff Bleszinski. I forgot about that.
There you go. Add it to the list. Okay, so Ryan also wants to know, what would you do differently now that you have experienced E3 for the first time?
Maybe wait a couple years of them doing it with the general public because they didn't really know what they were doing. They were overwhelmed as well. It was just madness.
Sounds like it was their first attempt, and I heard that they actually didn't. People were surprised that how little of a difference they tried to do to make up for extra guests.
Yeah, they didn't really do much.
Okay. Well, and then I guess finally we'll get into the closing parts of the show here. Do you have any advice to those who would want to go in the future?
Bring a lot of money with you and bring snacks and water bottles in your backpack.
Okay, yeah. How expensive is the food out there? I saw you went out to that delicious Mexican restaurant.
Depends on where you eat. If you eat in the center, which I did not buy a single thing. And for 2 people, probably $50 each meal.
Rip off, no way.
But we left the convention center to eat every day. We just walked. Like one day we went to a Mexican restaurant at Hooters. It was all pretty fancy restaurants that we went to besides the Hooters.
Yeah. Cool. Well, I guess, man, since we're closing out the show here, we always let everyone kind of just tell a little bit about themselves. Do you have any, like, Facebook or Twitter that you would like people, maybe if they want to follow you or just keep up with what's Andrew Swan doing?
I don't really use Twitter. I don't even know the last time I used it, but I do have a Facebook, so they can add me on there. I post a lot on the Nintendo group. Probably too much.
No, it's fine, dude. We love the conversation. Yeah, I mean, Andrew's a perfect. If you guys are still not active on it, you got to be active. You can talk with Andrew. He posts a lot. He does post a lot, and we love it because it opens up conversation, and he keeps conversations going. And guys, especially when we have episodes for covering specific games or systems, it is so fun to see people's reactions. Like, I may have loved a game, and then somebody else will come on there and talk about exactly why they hated the game. And it'd be the exact opposite of what I said, so you guys have got to, you've got to get in there. We really would love to continue to grow the community, but okay. Well, with all that said, guys, I'll do our due diligence real quick. If you are new to the show, we have recently jumped from SoundCloud to DaceSpace. So you can find us at dacespace.com/Nintendo Nostalgia. We're on iTunes. We're on Google Play. And our Facebook is facebook.com/Nintendo NOS. Twitter is twitter.com/Nintendo_NOS. And our email is nintendonostalgia@gmail.com. And my personal Twitter is NOSJacob73. So if you want to follow me there, you're more than welcome to. But, Andrew, any final thoughts to close off this episode, this first episode you've been on? And we hope to have you back again soon, man.
If anybody has a chance, you got to go to E3 at least one time in your life. It's worth it.
It does. It does sound like it, and I hope and plan to one day. It's in the cards. We'll just finance this, Yep. Okay, well, guys, thank you so much for chiming in. I know this month has been different, and we said that it's E3 month, so a lot of things have been going on. A lot of news just gets dropped at once, and next week's episode, I will actually be out of town, so we've already recorded it. So, and it's a special. It's a different type of episode that we've actually wanted to do here at Nintendo Nostalgia, but we haven't done it yet. So we took the time to do a special fun episode. So we hope you really enjoy it. You'll be hearing that next week when it drops. But then look to July for us to start getting back to some regular routine episodes of covering specific games and our memories with them and a certain system. July is going to be we have something special planned, a theme for July, and going forward, I think all of our Julys will be like that. So, but guys, thank you so much, and we'll see you next time.